Hey, let's delve deeper into lesson number 12 in our study of the book of Revelation and look at some of the curiosities in chapter 4. John sees these incredible beings flying throughout the throne room, and scholars tell us that they're a combination of Isaiah's vision of seraphim and Ezekiel's vision of cherubim. Well, as representatives of God, the lion represents God's power and dominion. As an ox, the ministry of Jesus and the church. The man is the image of God created in humanity, and the eagle is associated with the Holy Spirit's guidance. Now, as symbols of creation, the lion would represent strength and kinship, and the ox, service and sacrifice, and the man, humanity and intelligence, and the eagle would represent wisdom and discernment. Understood as the images as the attributes of God. The lion refers to God's justice and wrath, the ox, God's endurance and perseverance, the man as God's love and compassion, and the eagle as God's sovereignty and omniscience. So we have a lot of choices, but ultimately, what these beings represent is totally unimportant to the picture that John is painting. The cherubim calling out day and night, the elders falling before the throne. How does anything get done? There's a problem if you choose to interpret Revelation 4:8 literally. John is using poetic language, most likely to describe an act of submission that was well known in the ancient world. When one king surrendered to another, he cast his crown at the victor's feet. This is a vision of God as conqueror. What we can take away from that verse is when a believer relinquishes self sovereignty and bends the knee to Jesus, they partake with the elders, removing the crown of self and submit their whole being to God. John uses the scroll, and that comes from the vision in Ezekiel, written on the front and the back. That means that in Ezekiel's vision, the words are lamentation and mourning and woe. It's Ezekiel chapter 2, 9 through 10. What is written is detailed and lengthy, so much so that it takes up both sides of the scroll. Now, we called that scroll the scroll of destiny because it contains God's plan for the end state of humanity. Now, this doesn't mean that everything is predetermined, as some teachers are fond of proclaiming. What it does mean is that God's purpose for humanity, that end state, that fellowship with Him, will be realized. So it is written, so it shall be done.